Hi, this is the EHP700L from GREENLEE. I wanted to walk you through a few of the details associated with this powerful, lightweight, and intelligent crimping and cutting and punching tool. We're going to start from the back and talk about some of the battery technology that's built in. This product is powered by one 18-volt, 3.0 amp hour lithium-ion battery. The position where the pump draws its power from is on the right side of the pump. The left side of the pump is merely a position holder and an extra battery position spot. So when you're out on the job and you run out of power from your main battery, you can simply move over the extra battery and you're ready to go again. Some other features associated with this product is that we did include a remote control, a corded remote control with a magnetic application to it. It's the only pump on the marketplace that actually has an activation point from a remote control and on the housing of the product itself. Moving around to the front of the AHP700L, it has a full swivel coupling that allows for access to tight spots when you're using your remote heads from a crimping and cutting and punching perspective. And while it's known that while you're changing those hoses out, you may be losing or may be prone to lose some oil as you're doing that. And this product actually is built in with an automatic funnel that when you do need to top off the oil, it makes it very convenient for you to add that and get back to work. One of the other features that I wanted to go through with this is that it has a manual retraction. So as an example, if you're crimping and your battery runs out during the middle of the crimp, and you always have the manual retraction to back the RAM away from the application so you can get back to work, change the battery, recharge it, and finish out the crimp that you started. One of the other interesting facts or features about this product is that it has a pretty significant interface here, or dashboard. Now we're going to walk through the dashboard or display on the EHP700 from GREENLEE. As you can see, there are 7 different positions on the dashboard, as you see right here. Number 1 is for crimping, 2 is for cutting, 3 is for punching, 4 are reserve positions, and 7 is the diagnostics check. So as we'll start off here with the crimping allocation or crimping designation in selection 1, you'll see that it gives a full readout and graphic description of what's happening here, featuring our auto retract, our manual retract, and our manual retract repeat features that we incorporate into the IntelliCrimp system associated with the crimping position. Moving on to the second position, which is associated with our cutting applications, you can see that it gives, again, a graphic readout for what you're doing in terms of the scissor-style cutting remote heads that could be used with this application. It also features the automatic retraction as soon as the cut is complete. Moving on to the third position, which is reserved for punching applications, you'll see that it incorporates what we talked about a little bit earlier with the auto stop feature. The 4th, 5th, and 6th positions on the dashboard are reserved for future applications that we may be coming up with or may be customer specific in some cases. So as this product continues to evolve and the intelligence is increased, we will be able to automatically download some of that information into the unit itself. The 7th position is a diagnostics check for the product. As you can see, there's a battery level here and a battery level here, and they both correspond to the 2 batteries that sit on the back of the EHP700L. It also has a complete history of a readout associated with the product, and I'll walk through these in a little bit more detail. The T is allocated for the total time that this product has been running, so that's the total number of hours that the product has been put into use. Q actually reads the pull from the amperage associated with the batteries. So it not only has a readout from the batteries, but it also has a readout from the pressure sensor, and that's what the final N is representing. That is the number of full pressure crimps, cuts, or punches that you've done with this machine. And then again, since that was the odometer, the total number of applications that have been performed with this product, you can also have a reset button that's associated with the EHP700L. So since reset, like we said, the total time that it's been running, it also has the amperage that has been reset, and then the total number of full pressure crimps, cuts, or punches that have been performed since its last reset. Moving on, also has an indication of the firmware and the serial number that are associated with this independent unit. So when it's time to upgrade the intelligence of this product, we know exactly what to do and how to do it and which product we're performing that activity on. Now we're going to walk through the specific applications associated with the EHP700L. First of all, we're going to start with crimping. We're going to go through a little bit of the IntelliCrimp intelligence that's built into the pump itself, and we're going to do that by exhibiting a remote head 15-ton flip-top crimping tool. And we've simulated the dies and the connectors with a blank die. So we're going to walk through a little bit of the IntelliCrimp story, and then we're going to basically walk through some of the faults that are also allocated with the intelligence that's associated with the EHP700L. So, as you can see, we're going to start up the demonstration of the crimping application. So one of the things that I wanted to show you there was basically that we can manually stop the ram from moving all the way backwards in the remote head. And all I did was tap the forward button on the remote control, or you could do it on the interface here as well. But basically what that feature allows you to do, it allows you to save time, it allows you to save battery amp hours as well. So that is one of the things that we call a manual retraction stop. Now I'm going to show you how to teach this tool, how to keep on going back to that spot that I've marked through manual retraction. I'm going to teach it to do it over and over and over again. So here's how we do that. I'm going to hold down the forward button all the way through the crimp, achieve my 10,000 psi, so I know it's a good crimp, and keep on holding the button until the ram retracts and stops exactly where it's at right now. And there it goes. So it automatically picked up where I told it to start the last time that we made the successful crimp. So now we're going to show you a little bit more of the features that are associated with IntelliCrimp as it relates to the crimping allocation on the dashboard that you see here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this up to where the crimping tool, the remote head, feels that there's pressure allocated to the blank die. So we'll do that right now. Okay, so I stopped it there to show you one of the features that's allocated with the EHP700L. So what I can do is I can stop during the middle of this crimp and it will retain its pressure on there. And you can see that via the real-time readout on the dashboard here. So as you can see, we have 5,400 pounds of pressure being applied to that connector. And if I wanted to finish out the crimp, I could start right where I left off and finish out all the way up to through 10,000 psi. And there you go. She's finished off all the way through 10,000 psi, and then you can see that we're all the way back down to a open valve system, and we're registering 0 psi. The IntelliCrimp system also ensures that the user will have a successful crimp all the way through the process. Even though there's a visual readout on the dashboard and on the front of the tool, the IntelliCrimp system will notify the user if a crimp has been done incorrectly by either the user of the product or internally with the machine itself. So the first fault that we're going to simulate is one that would be initiated by the user himself. So as we go through this, I'm going to run a little bit of pressure up on the crimping head, and then I'm automatically going to back it off or manually back it off. And you'll hear one beep. and that basically registers that the user has made a mistake and they should be wary of the crimp or the potential for a fault in the crimp. So we're going to simulate that right now. So as you can see, there was an audible and a visual alert there that notified the user that the product was not, or the crimp was not completed successfully. So now we're going to do a scenario where the machine has malfunctioned itself, and you're going to hear 3 audible and video alerts that basically tell you that there's something wrong with the machine, or there's a low oil pressure, something that alerts you that the tool should be looked at from an authorized service center. So we're going to simulate that alert right now. You notice the 3 audible and visual alerts that were sounded there, and again, that is an internal malfunction with the tool, and in which case it would need to be looked at from an authorized service center. All right, now we're going to move the indicator button over to the cutting application on the EHP700L, and so you can see that I've moved the dial over to the cutting icon, and what we have here is a GREENLEE SDK 105. We're going to cut 3 350 mil aluminum wires at once. And one of the things that we really want to point out with this, that it has all the features of our regular cutting battery tools. So that's all built into the intelligence of this cutting application associated with the EHP700L. So why don't we get to the demonstration and show you how it does. And we'll use the remote for And there you can see the automatic retraction associated with the blades themselves, and the pump realized its 10,000 psi limit. It didn't quite need that much psi, or pounds per square inch, to cut through these relatively small wires, but the automatic retraction took it there, and as soon as it hit the 10,000 psi, it automatically retracts the jaws. All right, now we're going to move from our cutting position over to our punching position. And we're going to demonstrate the EHP700 from GREENLEE in the application of a 2-inch punch through 10-gauge stainless steel. So what we were looking and paying attention to here is that the pressure sensor inside the EHP700 will automatically understand as soon as that punch penetrates all the way through the stainless steel 10-gauge piece of material here, it will automatically shut off the pump so you don't endanger the integrity of the punch itself. So we'll run a demonstration, and here we go. And there it goes. Pump automatically shut off, and we have a 2-inch hole in 10-gauge stainless steel. And there you go. That's the first look at the EHP700 from GREENLEE.